Let's be real about the state of Tennessee.
Hey.
We have a big rivalry game coming up this Saturday with Memphis-Tennessee. And Tennessee just came off a huge win today on the day of this recording.
Yeah.
But it's your boy P Shark back here again with my co-host.
It's your boy Trev Ship. What's good, everybody?
I'm at _Skylito. My sports teams are all over the place this week right now.
A disappointed Tev Shakir. I got to give a couple of shout outs to people. First and foremost, Mama Clayton. I apologize about your Cowboys. It took Jesus Christ himself to come and help y'all, but it's all good. Second shout I want to give is to these internet trolls. So earlier today I had the experience of being trolled by a lot of Panthers fans, include the Panthers organization themselves.
Oh, look at you!
No, because this is why. So apparently Cam Newton, his pregame routine, he dribbles a football like down the field. I ain't never seen it before till now. Mm-hmm. So I put pregame routine. If anybody want to go, they can go to the Panthers Instagram right now. I put pregame routine since when, and they tweeted back. Hold on, Instagram back. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, I gotta keep going back because there's so many people that commented on this bull crap. They commented back. Real fans know this has been a routine. So shout out to the Carolina Panthers for not realizing that I am a real fan, and they started a whole troll board. Y'all, I'm not going into. I don't have to go into the messages or nothing, but I got trolled by the Carolina Panthers, and I guess I'm not a real fan.
I've never seen the videos of that either.
I just saw somebody dribbling basketball for it was another like a college team or something.
Yeah.
Nah, he apparently, like, if you go to the Panthers account, you see a video of him dribbling the football just up and down the field. I'm like, I've never seen it before, so I guess I'm not a real fan. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the internet.
I know, right? It was FCS college football quarterback that dribbled the ball. I just saw that.
I'm not a real fan, so shout out to y'all, man. Y'all can kick rocks.
Well, say you're not a real fan right here.
I just had to get out my chest, man. I don't want to.
All right. Well, here go the outline for today's show. We're recording on a Sunday, of course. First, we start with NBA news, and we'll go hop into some college football news. It's a big week, news circle-wise there. Then we hop into NFL news and also college basketball, where we'll do our UT Memphis, Tennessee versus Memphis rivalry game preview, and also a real talk section, followed by our famous Troll or Nah.
Troll
yes,
or no?
So we'll start with NBA, and we'll start with the disappointing side of my teams. The Chicago Bulls fired did something I wanted them to do. They fired Fred Hoiberg, head coach.
Yes.
So, of course, my thoughts on it, I told y'all I wanted it to happen. I really want our front office out, but that's not going to happen. I think I told this before with Fred Hoiberg. Did he really? I think Steve Kerr came out and said he got a raw deal. Truth be told, he slick did. I mean, because he never got, throughout his 4 years, we never got a roster around him that fit his style. His first year, he took Otan to the old team.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't work out. Second year, you put a bunch of non-shooting players together with Jimmy Butler, Dwayne Wade, Rajon Rondo. Didn't work out, of course. Fred Hoiberg needs shooters. The next year, you want to rebuild. You basically trade Jimmy Butler, rebuild the team, and you want him to lose. So guess what he does? He loses. Fourth year, I don't know what you were expecting. I guess he had a bunch of injuries. I mean, our best player was out. Our starting point guard was out. So, yeah, he did get a raw deal, but he was never a right fit for the team, in my opinion. He should have never been hired in the first place. That's how I always felt about that. Because he's just too soft-spoken as a head coach. And in NBA, you ain't got to exactly be hard, tough to nails like Tom Thibodeau, but you can't be, your superstars can't run over you, a la Scott Brooks.
So what happens next? What you think?
After the 60-point loss.
I would say
What a difference! What a difference 24 hours makes.
A lot of things have happened since the firing him. We beat OKC. One best player came back, Markelle comes back. He is the game win shot against OKC.
I give him
the
that.
Next night we lose by 56 to Boston at home, and the fans boo the players off the court.
Wow.
So our new coach right now, his former assistant coach Jim Boylan, he's a tough, hard-nosed coach like Tom Thibodeau. So today, reports come out that the players have a scheduled meeting to vote against the coach because they don't like his style. But so they approached the coach and talked to him, and it's basically a conversation between the players and the coaches about, like, hey, we don't like how you coach that style of coaching.
Can we please get a real NBA players?
Yes.
like reality show. Like this is hilarious.
Yes.
I saw this morning. I just started laughing. I was like, bro.
It's crazy, man.
Real locker rooms of NBA players.
Bingo, that's the name. That's the name.
We gotta get this out. We gotta get this out.
Real locker rooms of the NBA. Yeah.
But no, my take on it is, I mean, I'm of the mindset that I never thought that Fred Hoiberg, I mean, this is the name, right? Yeah. I never thought that he was the right, not only right fit, but I don't think he deserved the job. I mean, I think he did a decent job at Iowa State, and I think that was his first like real gig. Like,
Yes.
him being able to prove something. And I think to jump from Iowa State, where you did decent, you did okay, to the NBA, I was just like, okay, that caught me off guard. And I just think, like Sharky said, like, granted, he was this hard-nosed coach, but he also never got the players that he probably deserved, or he not deserved, but he never got the players that would help benefit his system. But I think at the end of the day, it was time to go anyway.
Yeah.
So
I think the Bulls need to have a trust the process moment as to find out their identity, because ever since they lost Derrick Rose, what's been their identity? Like, who are the Chicago Bulls?
Man, it's the front office.
Yeah.
John Paxson and Gar Forman. It starts with them. They have been a problem forever, and as long as those two are still in place, it's like I don't see no upside from it. And also, Fred Hoiberg, his report came out that he might be the next head coach of the Timberwolves.
Ooh.
So he's gonna replace Tom Thibodeau again.
Interesting.
the Timber Bulls at it again.
I know, right?
Keep them together. Something working there, right?
So,
Yeah.
The Timber Bulls out here.
Here's my question for you, Sharky. Who would you want to coach the Bulls?
That's a good question.
I have no idea who was out there. Honestly, I'm liking this guy we got now, Jim Boyden, because he's a tough, hard-nosed coach, and obviously the players.
I mean,
Is he a tough, hard-nosed coach, or is he an asshole?
I'm not there.
It's a difference.
is he Tibbs or is he Bobby Knight? I think is what.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I got to see what happens the rest of the season. I don't know who's out there for us to get. Like I said, as long as this front office is in place, I just really don't even know.
Mark Jackson's still out there. I'm pretty sure he's looking for a coaching gig.
No.
Jeff Van Gundy probably wants to get back in. He's coaching the USA team, so I'm pretty sure.
No, I'll pass. Oh no, I'm
just throwing that.
Oh no, I get it, but
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll hire a team until they figure out what draft pick they get.
Where they'll go.
Well,
I
yeah.
think we got to do a lot of soul searching, as in figuring out what we want to be as a team.
Yeah.
And for me, I know y'all was talking about how Levine is. I think he's better as like he's better off the bench as like your just scorer. Come out, a bucket get off the bench. He's not your. He don't supposed to be your number one.
Scoring option.
Go-to option starting.
I think that's an issue.
Yeah, it starts with that. Now, marketing, I believe he's our best player, but even then, Levine is still your starting shooting guard, and
I believe if he stays healthy and if y'all bring him back, Jabari can possibly become the number one option.
Yes. The problem with that is him and Levine games clash, and that's we're breaking one off the bench now. And since Jabari Parker, since it hasn't been working out so far, we do have a team option this summer. So we might just go ahead and say, just forget it altogether.
How does Wendell Carter look? I mean, I hadn't heard anything.
He's nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
Hey, shout out to Wendell Carter.
He
met Russ at the rim on that block.
Give me that.
So, is he starting? Like, how's his number? Okay, gotcha. Okay.
One thing before we move on, I do want to bring up is right now they are tied with the last seed in the Eastern Conference right now. And I think they'll be able to find their identity. You know, they may get the number one pick, or they may have a Michael Jordan moment and have a number two pick. You never know. But I think that'll be good as far as, establishing a culture. But like you said, you can't start none without a good front office.
That's true.
Front office slaw, your team going to be slaw.
Yeah.
So move on to Philly. Well, there's a couple of things in Philadelphia, but we just going to talk about Markelle Fultz.
Trust the process.
I bring up they have been 10-3 since my boy Jimmy Buckets has been there.
Jimmy gets buckets.
Joel, now folks are trying to make a big deal out of this. So Joel Embiid came out and said he's been frustrated and it's not nothing with Jimmy Butler, but his game has taken a hit because of the trade. Now, of course, when you make a trade like that for a star player, you going
it's an adjustment
without a training camp.
Yeah, it's an adjustment.
It's an adjustment.
So, and I don't think he was saying it like it's in a selfish way. He was just saying it's been frustrating. But people are starting to think, oh, see, Jimmy Butler's affected chemistry out of him. So like they are 10-3 since he's been there. Like that has nothing to do with it. It's straight up their games haven't started missing yet.
I've come to the conclusion that most of the media sites that talk and write about basketball don't know nothing about basketball.
It's not even that. It's like it's Twitter.
It's Twitter. Yeah,
Yes,
I think
that's-
people just get what they see on Twitter and just run and write some articles.
Just kind of like my experience from earlier.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like you trolling a diehard Carolina Panthers fan, and I really hope somebody from the organization hear this because it kind of made me mad.
But anyway, Markelle Fultz has now, it's official. We know what exactly is wrong with him.
No, we don't.
He has a nerve issue.
it's a nerve.
It's a nerve issue.
He got nerve
It's a
damage
nerve
in his
issue.
shoulder.
What is it called?
It is called the thoracic outlet syndrome. There you go, thoracic outlet syndrome.
Good job.
Thank you, bro. Thank you, man.
Yeah,
Stuff, man.
good
Thank
job.
you. I'm kind of smart.
So I guess he's projected to be out 3 to 6 weeks
Mm-hmm.
now. So what are y'all thoughts on this news?
Let him come back.
Yeah,
Like,
I figured this was something that was going to eventually come out. This was something that was going on with him the whole time. Like, I just want to know, like, what exactly happened. Because from workouts till when he was drafted, like, something happened
I
for
think
him for this nerve damage to occur in his shoulder. Because if you watch him now and then you watch him in Washington, you're asking yourself, what happened?
It happened in summer league because he was playing well. He was still looking.
Yeah,
like he
because
was
even in
Washington.
summer league, he was actually playing pretty well,
Man,
and
he
then
got
all of a
hurt.
sudden he was
So I
hurt.
don't know when he.
I think he was in a motorcycle crash. And I did read something off the wall that said he was in one, but I've never seen it again. But at the same time, that could be it. You know what I'm saying?
It's
Like
possible.
a motorcycle crash, they trying to not,
Oh yeah, 'cause
hinder.
I remember when Monte Ellis had motorcycle crash.
Ooh.
And they killed him.
Yeah,
They
got
killed
so
him
bad.
for it. Yeah.
So it's like Sixers can't let that get out. So I mean, who knows? I hope I'm not spilling the beans, but you know, whatever. It's basketball.
People need to know.
yeah.
It's basketball.
I think it's a mix. I mean, I'm going to be sensitive to this topic, but I feel like it's just a mix. I think he has something personal going on. I don't think it's this injury. I mean, I think that's part of it, but I think he has a bunch of personal issues that's going on that we of course that we don't know now. That I think that's one affecting his game. And I just think to back that point up, I think he's also just like, I think he's a bust. I really do think he's a bust. Like, I mean,
let's look at this.
because I mean,
Let's do
we
this.
talk about Lonzo, how Lonzo's not doing this, how Lonzo's not doing that,
Wow.
but
Who is we?
I mean,
'Cause I've always said
it's
you trade
not, I'm not saying
I'm the biggest
y'all.
Lonzo fan.
I'm not
I ain't
saying
never
y'all,
said
but I
that.
mean, that's what, but I mean, like you can search. I mean, you can poll a lot of people. A lot of people like bashed Lonzo last year,
they did.
and even
Yeah.
still doing it now. But
I didn't.
I mean, but look at Lonzo versus Markelle Fultz.
Where a lot of people bashed folks last year. So
How do you feel?
Not as much as Ball, but
You said it's more of a mental. He has.
I think
something
he has
going on.
some personal issues going on. Honestly,
I don't see how you can have something going on mentally when the number one thing that people think about is their image nowadays. You look on social media and he became literally the biggest meme overnight. If you're a basketball player and you go to the free throw line and shoot the free throws the way he shoot and you know you're about to become a meme, how can you have something mental going on? I think he's seriously injured.
you got football players.
Yeah.
doing celebrations.
I think he's serious.
Amari
Like
Cooper.
if I got to shoot a free throw, bounce like how he had to dribble the ball in his hand and then shoot it, I'd rather sit out.
but I mean, I guess the reason I say it's more personal, but is because I mean he hasn't always had this injury. I mean,
Yeah,
this,
he got it now.
but I mean, but even still, he was slowing out before the injury. That's what I'm saying. I feel like it's,
no, he wasn't on the floor because of the injury.
But why? But then why is he not on the floor? I mean, if you're playing that well, you're getting minutes.
He's trying to figure out why he got to shoot free throws the way he got to
Here
shoot
go
free
what I
throws.
figure out. I think it's like, I don't know, is it a team doctor problem where they didn't
Yeah.
diagnose it right?
Maybe that is.
Because you know he fired his trainer also.
Yeah.
So it's something that happened, like somebody didn't diagnose this injury right, and he decided to finally go to a shoulder specialist, which he didn't do at first because he tried to go to the team.
Team
Mark
doctors.
my words. There's going to be a story that comes out that he has some personal stuff going on. I really feel like that's the
That's
issue.
the next. They'll be the next.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that also.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you, once he come back, he gonna be balling.
One thing I can say,
I really want him to. Like,
I don't think he's going to be doing that.
But
he
One
won't be
thing-
doing it for the Sixers. He'll be doing it for somebody else.
I'm not sure. And one thing I can say, and you know I'm a Jimmy Butler fan.
Mm-hmm.
He's really been vouching for Markelle Fultz, and he's staying in
Yeah.
contact with him right now as we speak. Like he said, I know but right before they played Toronto, he was on Sports and he was like, "Yeah, I'm talking to him. I'm talking to him every day. I believe he has game. He's gonna overcome this." So, and you know Jimmy Butler, he senses when you are
a
Yes.
little,
apparently.
yeah, a little softy.
See the Minnesota Timberwolves.
But
I don't think so, but we'll see.
yeah.
we come back to this topic a month later.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Next, KD Well, one, it was a whole Bleacher Report article out
This should be fun.
about LeBron James and just him as a teammate and all yada yada yada. And KD had some pretty interesting comments made throughout the article. Took, can you tell us what the comments were?
So much hype comes from being around LeBron from other people. He has so many fanboys in the media. Even the beat writers just fawn over him. I'm like, we're playing basketball here, and it's not even about basketball at certain points. Oh, my God. So that oh, my God came from me, by the way. So I get why anyone, what did he say? So I get why anyone wouldn't want to be in that environment because it's toxic. Again, toxic. Especially when the attention is bullshit attention, fluff. It's not LeBron's fault. It's just the fact that you have so many groupies in the media that love to hang on every word. Just get out the way and let us play basketball.
Toxic is a strong word.
Toxic is a very strong word. Who? Skyler?
Just go.
What's up?
This word toxic that he threw out just really threw me for a loop because you really, other than Kyrie, who really else had a problem with playing with LeBron? Because ask Tristan Thompson how much money is in his account now after playing with LeBron. Ask Kevin Love how much money is sitting in his account after LeBron. Ask D Wade how much his career took off. I mean, even though he had a great career, but D Wade's career took off
even more
as he played with LeBron. Ask Chris Bosh if he regrets playing with LeBron James.
Did D Wade career take off?
Well, not take off, but
I'm pretty sure he won a championship.
He won a championship.
It went to another level.
Exactly. That's what I guess what I was trying to say.
I mean, at that point,
he was already
another level.
yeah. Basketball as a whole went to another.
Yeah, but
level.
I mean, he got a whole two more rings when playing with LeBron James.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, besides Kyrie's been the only person verbally that we know of that's had an issue with playing with LeBron James. And then the other thing that I didn't like that he said was LeBron James has these fanboys,
he does.
He has these fanboys or whatever. That's, I mean, what else? I mean, what else was part of it? I mean,
fanboys, groupies that just cling on to everything he says.
Yes, and the reason I don't like that is because LeBron James is the most scrutinized player in the NBA. LeBron James can't do no wrong. Imagine, I mean, I heard this on, maybe it was on First Take or something like that. Imagine LeBron James was down 3-1. Basically was in the situation as Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
Imagine LeBron James losing to a team and he was up 3-1. Imagine imagine what everybody would say about him if that happened to him. So I really don't think playing with LeBron James is toxic. Like, I really don't think so. Because if you ask the city of Cleveland what he's done for their franchise, ask the city of Miami, ask the Los Angeles Lakers right now what LeBron James means to that city, means to that team.
Yes.
And I also think it was just smoke screens, honestly.
Smoke screens and, dare I say, jealousy?
Jealousy? Really?
Yes. I think KD would love to switch places with LeBron and things of that nature as far as all the attention that he's getting and things of that nature. Because, like he said, on top of LeBron being the most scrutinized, he's also one of the most praised. And I think one of the things with KD is he's already been out, not just with his decision to go to Golden State, things of that nature, but just his interaction with the media. Cussing certain media people out, going off on certain media. I think he would love to have that media thing. I mean, not the media thing, but just would love to have the whole attention, just, have the praise that LeBron gets just from Cleveland and LA and Miami. But, yeah, I just looked at it and saw it as a smoke screen, as Scott said.
It's definitely a smoke screen.
I looked at it as a little bit of jealousy. So, it's a ploy, because I still think if the Lakers don't trade for Anthony Davis, KD will be a Laker. So
don't put that in my head. Don't put that in my head.
Smoke screen.
You better pray they
trade
trade for Anthony Davis.
So. Person me.
Huh?
You want to go next to me?
You got it, bro. Go ahead.
So I guess I looked at it kind of like, I know they asked LeBron how you felt about it, and LeBron was like, I need to listen to like the whole thing.
Mature move, by the way.
Yeah.
I actually take LeBron's side on that one. Because when I read the whole actual article before, so ESPN just put out those specific quotes. Yeah. They didn't actually go through the whole article. Yeah. I actually read the whole article, and like everything he said was making sense up until he said the word toxic.
Mm-hmm.
So throughout everything else he said, I was like, maybe he didn't mean the word toxic. Maybe it was just the wrong word and he didn't know what word to use. How I felt about it was just I agree with y'all to a sense, but I also just think that he was just trying to say, hey, sometimes it's tough playing with someone as big as that.
As big as LeBron.
Yeah.
He also pointed out specific players. He's like Kyle Korver. Someone like him fits him perfectly. But another superstar, like who he mentioned, Kawhi Leonard, he was like, it's hard for someone like that to play alongside of him. And also with all the attention, think of Kawhi's what you think Kawhi? Quiet. Don't like attention. Someone like him, I think he said his name specifically for that reason, saying, hey, someone like him who's a great star, big star, he wouldn't want to play with someone like LeBron and garner all the attention while also getting touches away from him.
Yeah.
That affects his game.
This all I want to say, man. For the last 15 years, we've had to deal with the media calling a high school player, some people saying the best player ever at that age, 15 years ago, LeBron James coming in the league. We've had to endure that, like I said, 15 years. Now it's to the point where these medias, it's gotten worse. We have internet trolls, we got media outlets, we got people that don't know the game of basketball that just see LeBron as the biggest person that's playing basketball. That doesn't necessarily mean he's the best player playing basketball. Absolutely. Do I think Kevin Durant is jealous? Absolutely not. That's crazy. But I think I agree with everything that you all said. The word toxic, it kind of threw everything away. But I agree with what Katie is saying and what he's coming from, because you can't put another superstar with LeBron James in order for them to win. At this point in LeBron James' career, and if he wins the championship, he's not going to be the best player on that team. He's not.
I agree with you there. Yeah.
And people expecting LeBron to be the best. He's like, what, 35 years old? He don't get me wrong. He's definitely
33.
top 2, top 3 right now still in the league.
Yeah.
But can I call an aging, however old he is, we can see his athleticism losing. That's what kept him at the top for so long. He can't hit free throws. It's not that he don't hit them at the end of the game. He's going to hit them, period. So it's like, can you win a championship right now? Is that your best player in the league?
That's true.
And he's the best player in the league, quote unquote, because of the media fanboys that he got. That's all I got to say.
I mean, his players backed it up too. But
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think he can too. And I think one thing we have to realize too is LeBron James, since he's been in the league, has had one legit All-Star, and that was Kyrie. You can look at Kyrie,
Love. Kevin Love. He was 2020 and
Kevin Love was an All-Star because he was in the East.
No, he was in the West.
He was in the West. He was averaging.
Well, I mean,
20 in the West.
I'm saying when he was on LeBron James's team.
Okay.
When he was, I mean, of course, we all know he was a bona fide star when in Minnesota, but of course, I think we all also can say that he regressed as he was a Cleveland Cavalier. So,
That's kind of to the point, though. Like, he was putting up 20 and damn near 20.
The point that he was making
most
that
games.
He was
Same
making,
with Chris Bosh.
Yeah, Chris Bosh was putting up numbers.
24
They all had to
24,
take some kind of lesser role.
Yeah.
D-Wade literally had to say, LeBron, here's your team for them to win the championship. A superstar cannot win with LeBron James.
I think they can.
I don't think
because
so.
Kyrie did it.
Yeah, look where he at now. He didn't stay with the Cleveland
But
Cavaliers.
I guess what I mean, what I was eventually going to get to was just the fact that, like, I mean, the last 4 years. I mean, ever since he lost Kyrie, I mean, like, you look at the team last year, he had no stars on the team. Like then, I mean, he was able to put the entire team on his back and carry them to the finals.
That's what kind of player he is.
But I'm saying, I think if you give him another chance, if you give him a Kawhi Leonard, if you give him a Kevin Durant, I think he can take a step back a little bit, or he can say, okay, Kevin Durant, you can be the star of this team. You can get the most shots. You can get 25, 30 shots a game or something like that. I think he can do that, but I just think just because he's not had it the past 2 years, I mean, I think that's why we were saying that.
That's true, because it took Dwayne Wade telling him take this team, because when he first went to Miami, he was kind of like, this is your team, I'm trying to fit in, and you saw what happened in the finals against Dallas.
2011.
Because
that was a great year.
I think even LeBron James wants that, and I've seen that. I've watched pretty much every Laker game, and there are times where he's like kind of coasted. He's kind of like, okay, let me take a step back. Let me see what Lonzo can do. Let me see what Brandon Ingram can do. Let me see what Kyle Kuzma can do. And they all three of them have showed flashes, but I think at some point that he's like, okay, dang, I don't have like this bona fide score that I can sit on the bench and not worry, or I can sit out a couple minutes and not be stressing like, oh shit, when I'm come back in the game, like something like that.
I'm gonna throw this out right now. Y'all can take Kawhi Leonard off that list of I want LeBron to play with, because he's definitely not going anywhere near LA. He loves the quiet. He loves being able to play his basketball. If he goes to LA, he's not going to be able to play his basketball. He's going to be playing with LeBron because the ball will be in his hand most of the time.
Yeah, LA Lakers.
Lakers. You're right. Lakers. You're right.
He could go to the Clippers.
He could go to the Clippers. You're right. But he likes the quiet, and that's number 2. Less media, less pressure, and you in the Eastern Conference away from everything else. So take Kawhi Leonard's name off that list.
Big market like Toronto. I mean, it's not like.
Yeah, you got
huge.
It's not huge, but it's a great market for you to sell your New Balances.
Yeah.
Like,
hey, shout out to Kawhi getting that bag to New Balance. Hey, I ain't gonna lie though. That jumpsuit he came in with the game. I think they were playing Boston. That jump was nice though.
Yeah,
that jump was nice.
But that's all I have to say about this. I do have a troll and all, and I have the perfect player. Actually,
and
for
I
this,
think, and then just one last thing. The only reason I went the jealousy route with KD was just simply because he used the word toxic. I think had he not used toxic, I probably would have had a whole different say on it.
I mean, the thing is like I think he was probably looking at he was probably thinking about the Kyrie situation when he was talking about that, and that ended toxic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, easily.
And then my last point, I think if he's so toxic to play with, then why were so many teams going after him in the free?
Because he still is the quote unquote best player in the league.
But then if you don't want to play with somebody that's toxic, then you don't want them. Period. Regardless of who they are.
That's true.
This basketball. If you can get me to win games and
brother was considered toxic.
but he still played.
No, I'm saying that's the point I'm coming across. Like he was considered toxic, but teams still want him. They don't really mean.
In the point, whenever you have a TV host come on national TV and wear a goat mask, smoking, that's when basketball gets too far.
Uncle Shannon.
That's when basketball. That's when LeBron gets too far.
We don't deserve Shannon. He's a national gem.
I love Shannon. Shout out to
Uncle Shannon, man.
Right. Uncle Shay. My bad, Uncle Shay.
Let's move on to some football now. That was good talk, y'all.
Yeah.
College football. To get some more good talking with Urban Meyer. Quote unquote, want to use your quote unquotes, retiring.
You got to say quote unquote.
Yes, you have to.
He's supposed to be retiring, quote unquote.
Oh, man.
Let's be real. Is he really retired?
He's not retired.
He's not retired.
He's not retired. And what made me just like cringe even more, I was watching College Game Day like early Saturday morning. They had this whole special sob story that was like dedicated to Urban Meyer, and it was like it had
a trivia video.
Yeah, exactly. It was like when I started watching it, it had picked. No, because when I watched it, it was at the point where everything had came out at Florida, with Aaron Hernandez and things of that nature, and he eventually left. So then, of course, the job of Ohio State, and he was on this whole side story. It's like, well, before I took the job, I had to sign a contract with my family and yada 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 and all of this. Yes, I kid you not. His family drew up a contract for him, and he had to framed or whatever, and he had to sign that before he signed his deal with Ohio State, and then. And just hearing Desmond Howard and all them saying, well, maybe he is done coaching. I'm like, he'll be at USC in about 3 years. He'll be at USC.
1 year. 1 year.
You know what? I think I'm going to add the little violin music.
The world's smallest violin.
I'm going to go in there.
I'm sensitive to it. I know he has health problems. I know he has what they say,
he has a cyst in his brain.
That causes migraines and everything. And it was a game early this year where he ended up finishing the game, but he was down on his knees. Like they had to cater to him and check on him. But we go back to what happened earlier this year with the whole. I kind of saw this coming because he won. There was no way he was going to continue coaching him with that cloud over him, with the whole keeping the assistant coach on staff, with the domestic.
Had they been in the playoff, I think he would.
Yeah, in the playoff now. He had no choice.
Yeah.
But not missing playoff, okay, good. It makes it easier for me to go ahead and.
Yep.
How long do you think he stays retired? And this was all three of y'all.
So
a year.
I said 3.
Florida,
3 years he'll be at USC.
How long was it with Florida? Was it 1 or 2 years?
He left Florida in.
I know at minimum 1. I'm trying to think if it was 2.
He was at ESPN for.
It may have been 2.
2 years.
It may have been 2
years.
So I'm gonna say about the same time frame, 2 years.
Not 2 years.
I say 1 to 2. Yeah. Like Sharky said, we all saw this comment, and again, I'm trying to be sensitive to his health issues, But I mean, I don't know. Like, he's continuing to like put programs in bad situations, and I think at some point he'll be remembered for all this. I mean, he has a great winning percentage. Like, he won games at Utah. He won games when he was at Florida. He's had an amazing career at Ohio State, but he continues to put himself in bad situations, and he's constantly throwing these health issues on top of it, and so he leaves these programs in bad situations. They have to rebuild themselves back up, and then he just goes about his life making his money. He'll win a couple games. He'll win 10, 11 games per year. Probably he'll get you to the playoffs. Something bad goes wrong again. He has another bad issue, another health issue.
What if he finessing the system?
That's exactly what I'm. I mean, exactly. I didn't say that exactly, but that's exactly what I feel like he's doing.
He's finessing the system.
Because, like we said, if he gets into the playoff, does he retire?
No.
I mean, because the question was even asked to him at the press conference, does he see himself coaching again? He said that's a complicated question. Yep. That's not a complicated question. The only thing that's complicated, the only thing that's complicated is your answer. That's a yes or no answer.
Yeah.
That's all that it is. And if your and I really feel like if your health is that much of an issue, if you have something on your brain, on your head that bad, if you're passing out in the middle of games, whatever the case may be, then at some point you have to be real with yourself and say, you know what, okay, this ain't for me. This is taking a toll on my health. It's taking a toll on my family. Like, I'm taking too much of a hit. I just need to chill out. I need to like be with my family.
Exactly.
But to say like it's a complicated question as far as if you're gonna get back into coaching, come on now.
I'm telling you,
it's crazy because I hate Florida, and he did them wrong. To me, like, he did them so wrong.
I can care less, but
I know.
I can care less, but
dirty,
coming from a Tennessee fan,
exactly. I'm sorry, but
you don't hear nothing about Florida nowadays. It's crazy.
Right?
Yeah.
Shout out to Tim Tebow. He got a movie coming out.
He really?
Yeah, he got a movie about him. I think him and his brother, and they like for real. They like producing a movie. Yeah,
me neither.
You just talking about this story about how he was teammates with Aaron Hernandez.
Yeah, it's probably in it.
You had a murderer and somebody else and being led at the helm.
They really got a movie. I know that's off topic, but shout out Tim Tebow. They got a movie coming out. Make sure y'all go see that.
What's up with all these athletes getting movies and TV shows?
Money,
because they realize athletes are more than athletes.
I mean, it's been like that. OJ.
OJ, but I'm just saying it's but. Cause you got that one, then you had the LeBron, got two specials.
I think because people want to people want to know those stories. People want to kind of know like what LeBron James went on, like what he had going on as he was winning these championships, like what Tim Tebow, like what he encountered when he threw the touchdown against the Pittsburgh Steelers on playoffs. Anywho, don't want to bring
when he got 316 yards.
Don't bring this.
I brought it up. But I think people want to know like the backstory to that. So
that's fine.
Well, speaking of Tim Tebow,
what
Heisman Trophy ceremony?
Hey, nice little segue.
The winner was Kyler Murray,
as I predicted,
as myself and Lito predicted. Yeah,
I predicted too, but it didn't shock. It wasn't no shock.
Yeah,
Kyler Murray won.
And y'all pretty much said either or would have been good.
Yeah.
Too, so.
Just I guess thoughts. I mean, it was no problem to me.
No,
I mean they had the right finalists. I feel the right guy won. I mean, simple as that.
Yeah, I think so too. People can say that Tua didn't play in the fourth quarter or Tua didn't have as many snaps as Kyler Murray. Okay, and
I think.
I mean, I understand that. I mean, sorry to cut you off.
You good.
I mean, I understand that his team was dead well off that he didn't have to play, but at the end of the day, we can't vote on like if we can't vote on like shoulda, coulda, woulda. We can't do that. We have to go with what's in black and white. We have to go with the numbers that we see. And at the end of the day, Kyler Murray, I don't even think he had a bad game throughout this whole year.
No. That's why he won.
That's why he won.
The last game, he got hurt early in the game. Then he got knocked out later in the game.
Yeah.
That was your worst game of the season against the best opponent y'all played all season. And Kyler Murray didn't have no bad game all season.
Yeah. And like I said,
in the even in the Big 12 championship,
because even Dwayne Haskins, he didn't really have a bad game, but they lost to Purdue. You lost 49-20. I guarantee you, Kyler Murray wouldn't have lost 49-20. He probably lost 49-46.
Yeah. And the reason I said Kyler Murray was because, like, I think at the end of the day, for you to be a Heisman Trophy winner, you have to have a Heisman moment. Yeah. And Tua never had a Heisman moment. He was throwing for 330 and 3 touchdowns every single game. So I mean, of course, he was up every single game. Kyler Murray, he had several moments. The West Virginia game, and the Texas for the Big 12 championship. So.
Yep.
No, I was just gonna say that I think the Georgia game really hurt to it because he didn't finish it. You know what I'm saying? That would have definitely.
I think
had
had he had that moment, that would have been his Heisman moment there.
Yeah.
It would have been his. Right.
And another shout out, Darrell Henderson finished top 10.
10, yeah.
Shout out to him.
All right, shout out Derrick
I saw a
Henderson.
lot of names.
Should at least got
him.
him.
He should have got.
Yeah.
He's got an invite.
Should have been
Yeah.
top 5.
Should have won the running back award.
award. Yeah.
Yeah, that
Ooh,
man.
that was
Oh,
robbery.
boy.
I hate.
Whoa. I put in the group me. Let me try to find it real quick. I'm happy he didn't get that award.
Because like
Oh yeah, that's
I'm
right.
happy he didn't
last
get that
20 years or
award.
something, the players
that got yeah.
don't do well in the NFL.
So let me see. I can do since I guess
Let me
20. Let's do 2004. Cedric Benson, Reggie Bush, Darren McFadden, Sean Green from Iowa.
Who?
Sean Green from he was straight
With
for
the
the Jets.
Oh,
Jets.
okay.
Come on, y'all, for the
Okay.
Jets.
No, the Jets were actually good at that time.
They were good.
Whatever.
That's when they were going to them two in
Let me
AFC
see.
I forgot
Championship
about
games.
him.
We got 2009 Toby Gowart.
Toby Gerhardt.
Gerhardt.
He was called for like a couple years.
He was decent.
Michael James
Who?
From
from Oregon. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
LaMichael
James
James.
Cam Newton in the championship.
Yeah.
Trent
okay.
Richardson. Is he still in
He was a bust. He was a
He was a
bust.
bust.
He was a
Okay.
bust.
I'm just-
He was a bust.
Back in the league.
I think it's
Yes.
Muncie,
Oh my God.
Muncie Ball.
He played
Muncie
for
Ball,
the
Muncie
Broncos
Ball.
a couple years.
Yeah,
he had a
Wisconsin,
nice little
uh-huh.
run with
He was
the Broncos.
Andre Williams, Boston College.
Boston College here.
Yeah.
Of course, Melvin Gordon. We ain't got it.
Melvin
He
Gordon,
cold.
of course.
Derrick Henry and Dante Foreman.
Shout out to Derrick Henry.
Yeah, shout out Derrick Henry, man.
That 99-yard touchdown, man.
Yeah, so it's like most of these people on this list not even in the league anymore, and that was from reading from 2004.
Or
so
if
it's
they've
like
been in the league,
they didn't do
they
much.
were either decent.
Yeah.
They were decent at
I don't
best.
care what you
So.
said.
So chances are the guy that won the award probably not gonna do much in the league. So let's go Henderson.
I don't expect him to do
I don't expect.
But I don't think that would apply to Darrell Henderson.
Oh no.
I take my chances of not getting the award.
Yeah, I get we didn't want him, but I don't understand how he didn't get it. He had 80 fewer
I understand.
rushing yards.
Yeah,
He had 80, well, I know you finna get that shot. He had 80 fewer. He had 80 fewer running yards.
I didn't go that
He
high
had-
with a-
On like 100. On like 100.
Yeah, it had 7 more touchdowns. I was like,
Yeah, because see the 178 carries to the other running back.
I don't understand, but well, we all know that Memphis is not a Power 5 school, so that's why he didn't win
Yep.
the award.
So I like what Savage had brought up. They just need the group of 5 need to just form their own league so they can get this whole thing. I don't know if they got
Can
the
they do
money,
that?
funds. I don't know.
Somebody like the Power 5, they got the money.
Yeah. the
So
group of 5 should just separate from like just
Like
kind of
it-
like you got Division 2, Division 3. Group of 5 should just say we.
Well, that ain't gonna happen.
I know it's not.
Yeah.
I wish. I
because
prefer that.
these Power 5 schools need to play these smaller schools
And
so
they're
they
not gonna
can
do it. They don't want to share the money.
money.
That's what it's all about.
Because they paying
Money.
these super small schools like Colgate to play football against them, so they can put them on their resume and beat them by 30.
Yep.
Messed up word out here.
Yes, it is. Cold world.
Go well.
So, and last topic in college football, Kelly Bryant, the quarterback. If y'all don't remember, the quarterback from Clemson. He started last year, lost in the college football playoff to Alabama. This year, they got a 5-star prospect, Trevor Lawrence, who I predicted would eventually take his spot, and he eventually did sooner than I actually predicted. And he decided to transfer in the middle of the season while he was still eligible to do it because he's a senior, so you have another year of eligibility. He decided to transfer to Missouri. He chose Missouri over Auburn. What are y'all thoughts on his decision?
Well, I said to you guys, I think he's going to Missouri because he wants to go somewhere where he feels he can start right away. Because the QB there now, Drew Lock, he's probably
NFL.
going to the NFL. So of course, there's going to be an opening there. He can come in if he can just show just half or even something that he was doing at Clemson. He'll have a starting job in no time, and it means we got to deal with him as Vols fans. So
true.
yeah,
That's true.
I just thought he should have went to like a Big 12 school. And the reason I say this is because he's going to be in the SEC, which we all know it's kind of, well, not even kind of, like the toughest like conference in college football. So why not just go to the Big 12 where everybody gonna put up numbers?
Where you went to Oklahoma?
you could have easily with the Oklahoma.
Yeah, he's gonna just went like
Go to Oklahoma.
And I think if you put up even more, because he's going to struggle. At least in my opinion, he's going to struggle in the SEC.
Yeah.
Why not go to the Big 12? You can put up numbers.
Honestly, I thought he should have went to Auburn, but I understand because their system fits him. Because Auburn
system does, yeah.
But I don't know Gus Malzahn. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah,
he got a long contract. They want to get rid of him, but
he ain't going nowhere.
Yeah,
so he ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, so it's, that situation was in flux. So I think that's why he chose Missouri.
I'm with you though. I still think a Big 12 school.
Definitely should have went to a Big 12
He should have
school.
put up numbers. Like he could have went to like Baylor.
He's going to struggle.
He could have went to Baylor or something and put up numbers.
Because he struggled against Bama, right?
Yeah,
he struggled against Bama. So
you come to the conference against him.
Right. So, in the conference where you playing Mississippi State, Tennessee, Florida, Georgia, Auburn, like
LSU.
Those are some really good defenses. Why not go to the Big 12? When they don't play defense?
Because I want to prove the world wrong. That's probably what it was.
Well, have fun doing that. Have fun doing that. You can do that and play in the Big 12. How about that? That's a win-win.
Missouri used to be in the Big 12.
Yeah. They ain't there no more.
I guess.
Could have took his talents to Florida State. Clemson probably not different happening though.
No,
they couldn't.
Could come someone from the ladder.
But let's go to the NFL. So last week, someone got fired from the Green Bay Packers.
Somebody.
After the game,
which was savage. Which was tragic.
Immediately after the game, they lost. Well, they lost to Arizona at home. Arizona had like 1 win or 2 wins at the time.
Yeah, I mean, shout out Byron Leftwich.
Aaron Rodgers and Mike McCarthy didn't get along, so it was time. What are your thoughts on it?
It's about time.
Yeah,
it was just about that time. Like I think for years now, I think even before that Super Bowl win, his play calling has been in question, and then there was.
That Seattle game, the year Seattle blew that game against the Patriots, Seattle should not have been in the Super Bowl.
To begin with, Mark McCarthy blew that game.
Yeah. I would never forget that. I was so pissed. Man, I was so mad. It was so mad to watch the game. And just like, this man is too conservative. It reminded me of Bush Jones.
Bush Jones. Oh, my God.
That's a story for another day.
That's a whole other story. But
people are upset that it happened at this point in the season. I see no issue with it.
Me neither.
I mean, you're paying Aaron Rodgers all this money. You need to make sure that he's happy. Now, I will say this: I think down the road, Aaron Rodgers will regret that he signed that contract in Green Bay. You book that because I don't believe in Green Bay's front office. I don't trust them with this coaching search. I think Aaron Rodgers. I mean, nobody can say no to that amount of money, but. I think he'll regret that he signed that contract in Green Bay because I don't think they're going to put the necessary weapons around him, not only on offense but defense as well too. They've had the same issue as the Pittsburgh Steelers and cannot address the defensive side of the football at all, and that's going to be his issue from now until he retires.
How do y'all feel about the media getting on Aaron Rodgers' leadership skills? Because it seems like it's a lot of backlash on him as a leader.
I mean, like most media people look at quarterbacks as being the leader of the football team. And it's kind of unfair because it's like, even though, quarterbacks, they should definitely have those leadership qualities. At the same time, they don't have to be the leader, the heart of the team.
Exactly.
I think it's unfair.
Well, I think it's unfair, but there was a report that came out this past week about him not agreeing with the play calling that Mike McCarthy had.
Yes.
And him like shrugging some of it off, him like not agreeing with it, and it showed physically on him as he was in the huddle. I don't think that's good as a leader.
That's true, because it showed your vibe.
Yeah, because I feel like if I'm in the huddle with you, I'm supposed to trust in my quarterback, and if you don't feel comfortable with the play calling, then why in the world should I feel comfortable with the play calling?
Leo, you said something about like making sure that Aaron Rodgers was happy. But I wanted to talk a little bit more about having him weapons. Do y'all think Green Bay has done a good job of keeping weapons around him? Because we got Devontae Adams, who's pretty good, but Jimmy Graham is looking like
they haven't. They haven't done.
They haven't done anything.
Their roster around him.
Yeah, and I think it's part. Yeah, they haven't drafted well. Like, I think the receivers that they have, I think Aaron Rodgers really made those receivers. I think like Devontae Adams, he's good, but I mean, is he really a number one receiver?
No.
Yeah, and you can't. I don't think you can just really say that about a lot of the receivers that he has. He's had to make names for them. I mean, look at Jordy Nelson.
Yep.
Randall Cobb. Like some of these receivers good, but he made them. So
look at the receiver that doesn't like him is still talking over us while he's retired right now, who didn't have a career after he left Aaron Rodgers.
Yep.
Greg Jennings.
Greg Jennings. Yep. There you go.
Yep. And they hadn't been able to draft anybody well on the defensive side of the ball. I think the only person they had was Clay Matthews.
What if they're looking at this like it's being like a Tom Brady kind of system? Like he's making kind of receivers too, you know?
That's what they.
And that's kind of messed up. Dang.
That's what they're trying to create.
Most keep comparing, like, oh, he's not like Tom Brady. Tom Brady made this too. I'm like, Aaron Rodgers made everybody that he played.
Yep.
Before we move on, go to that tweet by the
I got to put up already.
coach
Okay.
on the Packers staff.
Talking about Winston Moss.
Yeah.
All right, Winston Moss. He said, "Ponder this: what championship teams have our great leadership? Period. It's not the offensive guru trend. It's not the safe trend. Find somebody that is going to hold number 12 and everybody in this building to a Lombardi standard. Period. Hashtag losing sucks.
It sucks we get fired from our jobs by speaking the truth out here.
Yeah.
Man.
Now look at the
That show is a brother to
tweet after he
Winston.
got fired. And then later, the tweet came out. He tweeted, "The Packers have informed me that they're letting me go. Thanks, Twitter." So apparently, of course, he got fired. But
Trolls win again.
why you say
Yes.
thanks, Twitter? Like you tweeted,
Right.
Like, you sat there with your phone in your hand
Push 10.
and you hit send.
So do y'all think he was taking? So a lot of people thought he was taking a shot at Aaron Rodgers, which I can see that in the tweet. I also looked at him taking a shot at Mike McCarthy. Because
I think he took a shot at both of them.
Yeah, both. Yeah, and a lot of people didn't mention it. It was like, oh, he took a shot. Oh, you talking about Aaron
I think they
Rodgers.
heard number 12
Yeah.
and they just immediately just honed in on Aaron Rodgers. So
I mean, you can say find somebody that is going to hold number 12, which is Aaron Rodgers' number, and everybody in this building,
Yes.
to a Lombardi standard.
But I think he
They won
said
the Lombardi
something
standard.
along the lines even before that. He's like offensive guru and something else I can't remember.
Yeah, it was like what championship teams have are just pretty much great leadership. There's no leadership.
Yeah.
And Rodgers don't care about. I mean, I'm not gonna say he don't care about football, but it's like he trying to be the best. But if y'all not gonna provide him with the best, then why am I gonna give my best? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So he finna make his money and chill.
Which is crazy because he only has one interception this year.
Dang, for real?
Wow.
He just broke the record for most completions. Broke Tom Brady's record for most completions since his last interception.
Dang.
So I'm gonna do what I can, but I'm just not gonna do it all.
Wow.
Nah.
That's crazy.
What a stat.
That is a stat.
Golly.
And you put a good receiver. Jesus. Man.
Crazy.
It's crazy.
Next up, more news came out for Kareem Hunt. So I did mention last week. Of course, anybody remember the story? Kareem Hunt video came out, a domestic incident video from February.
Yes.
And I did mention incident that happened in June with another fight at the bar or a club that might impact his suspension. So another video came out for TMZ of an incident that happened in January before the domestic incident of another fight.
He got into a fight. Yep.
At the club. So, so it was reported today that he has entered counseling, anger management, all this stuff. So, what are y'all thoughts about it?
Good for him.
Well, it's good for him as far as getting anger management.
Yeah.
Also, just to touch out, like more news had come out in regards to the incident with him and the girl.
Yeah.
So, as I presume when we talked about it on the last episode, that she called him the N-word, basically, multiple times, and the whole thing kind of got out of control because Kareem Hunt has to, kind of had that suspicion that these girls were possibly underage, like not necessarily underage as far as consent and nothing like that, but just as far as drinking is concerned. So instead of doing what anybody in that situation would have done, call the police, call security, or get one of your homeboys and handle the situation, he tried to basically kick them out. That's what she called them, the N-word, and then that's where everything else ensued. So, I mean, in no shape or form I'm trying to shed light on anything or exude Kareem Hunt in any way, because everything that happened to him, he like 100% deserved it. But it just kind of I don't know, just brings it up from a whole, just looking at it from a whole other perspective. It's just like, like, really?
Yeah, it goes back to my point, and I hate he was in that situation, but he also could have got himself out. I just think that I feel like as black athletes, and of course I'm not one. None of us in this room are, and I don't think none of us have been in his shoes or in his situation. But I think we have to make sure, at least try to put ourselves in the best situations, and so that situations like this does not happen. I mean, I understand that she called you the N-word. There were some words that were said. You were suspicious about their underage drinking, or whatever the case may be, but at some point you have to hold restraint, because I'm pretty sure, like, once this continued to happen, and if you watch the videos, like he has friends that's like, hey bro, like this ain't it. Yes. Like they're pulling him back and he's still going after him. At some point, we as black people, we have to make sure that, because we always feel like, we feel like that the world is against us anyway. So try to make sure you're in the right situation at the right time. So this does not happen, because I hate this happening for him, because this is a good player. I mean, he's on a good team, like has his chance to go to the Super Bowl, and now he doesn't have that dream right now. So I hate that happening for him.
And it's a good chance he might not even have a job anymore.
Because you see all these other incidents are coming out. It's like, okay, it's showing like, you have attitude problem. Like,
yeah.
Scott, I definitely agree with everything you just said, but I would like to know why he lied to the coaching staff.
Yeah,
that's my biggest thing, because that could have been your way out. They would have understood, a white girl calling you the N-word, and you kind of lose your temper. Not to that extent, but at the same time, they would understand.
I think if whatever with this story that's come out recently, I think if he told that to the team, I think it would have
been a lie. He probably would have been playing. Not probably. Nah. It would have been better. He probably would still been on. He would have been on the team.
He would have served a suspension. He may still be. He'll still be on the Chiefs, though.
Yeah.
I guess he thought that it was just all going to blow away, and he thought, I'm gonna just keep playing. It's just all going. Nothing's going to come of this. He probably didn't know it was video surveillance cameras there, and boom, it was cameras there. That was the first time, because he said in his interview with Lisa Salter, that was his first time seeing the video himself. First time he even knew that video was out there of it.
Wow. Yeah, but you have to know I'm pretty sure that ain't just any old apartment complex. Like, I'm pretty sure that's a pretty nice. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's cameras everywhere. And I think the probably reason why he lied, which I'm not justifying it, but I'm pretty sure he's done something before and gotten away with it, and he's lied. Right. So I'm pretty sure like, okay, well, I got away with it the first time.
Those other incidents.
I can get away with it this time. So I don't know.
His first incident happened in January. That was after a playoff game. So you already did something before that. You did something again in June. So
I wonder, was he mad that that they lost to y'all?
That's funny.
Tighten up.
Whatever.
Tighten up, ladies and gentlemen. Hey.
So my team the only one that won this weekend.
Does it really matter?
Must be nice.
Must be nice.
Doesn't matter.
Must be nice.
Nobody cares.
Your team ain't lost to the Raiders. Black field goal.
We lost to the Bills.
They lost to the Bills. So.
We lost to the Browns, the team that didn't win a game last season.
Bro, that's the team you've been vouching for.
I know, right?
I'm joking. I'm joking.
We lost to a team that's not going to even be there next year. They're going to be in Vegas.
A team that don't have a pass rush. Oh, that's funny.
We did end the Jacksonville Jaguars officially. They probably go through some changes this offseason now.
I don't know if they won't. Never mind.
They quit in that game.
Oh boy, let me keep that thought to myself. I'm keep that thought to myself.
I think I'm thinking the same thing.
No, I don't know.
What you thinking?
Okay,
I
think I know what he's thinking.
I want to know what you're thinking.
We'll bring the troll.
It ain't the troll. No, I guess I could say for the real talk section.
Real talk. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Before we go to real talk, let's go to college basketball. Shout out to the UT Volunteers, man.
Yes, shout out to the
Huge
Vols
win.
today.
Beat number one Gonzaga, man. Yes. That was a great game. But it's week. It's a big rivalry.
This Saturday.
Oh boy.
If y'all don't remember back in 07, 08?
Yep.
Yes.
Number one versus number two.
One of the greatest games in Memphis
the greatest
history.
game
in college history.
In college.
That don't
Tennessee history. Yes. That game
Tennessee,
awesome.
okay, Tennessee.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tennessee history.
Yes.
We'll take it up Tennessee history. Whatever.
Yeah.
So Memphis has won 2 in a row, and they looked pretty good in the game they lost before those 2 wins against Texas Tech. They should have pulled it out. Blew it, but they have the big men finally playing like big men, finally showing some toughness.
Yep.
And they need that against Tennessee, because Tennessee, they got some real grown.
They got some size.
Yeah, they got some grown men.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be big, bro.
And they're gonna be coming in what, top 5 probably?
They'll probably be top 3.
Top 3.
Now.
Oh goodness gracious.
Yeah.
So
Let's go, baby Tigers, for the upset. Go Tigers, go!
I'm interested. I think it is going to be a really good game.
Yes.
I think I went to the game when they. I went to the game yesterday when they played UAB. It shows how much I care about UAB. But I'm just interested to see how if they can throw Tennessee off, like on as far as their tempo. Tennessee being able to run plays because every game that I've seen, whether it was Texas Tech, whether it was I'm not necessarily the catch for LSU, but Texas Tech, South Dakota State is the name, and then UAB, like they are able to throw these teams off. They have really good defense too.
Yes.
Like initial, like we got somebody handling the ball, like Jeremiah Martin, Rainier Thornton too has really good defense, and I want to see him match up with
Grant Williams.
Yes, I want I think that's the matchup to watch too.
Spot, right?
Yeah, I think if he can get him off his spot, get him frustrated a little bit, maybe get him in foul trouble, and then just kind of see what the crowd can take him to, because I think the crowd's been good.
Rivalry game.
And it's a rivalry game too. I think the only thing, regardless of if Memphis wins or lose, I think the only thing that I'm worried about that could potentially help them win is a lot of times in these second halves, Memphis can go 4 or 5, maybe even 6 minutes, and they struggle to score. Like Tyler Harris can get caught a little bit, Jeremiah Martin can go cold a little bit, and they kind of struggle. So that's the thing that I'm kind of worried about, because that's one thing that I've kind of noticed. That's been a trend in the past couple of games in the second half.
It goes now. I expect it to be competitive because of the big man. Because
Yep.
a couple weeks ago before that Texas Tech game, you told me that Tennessee, Memphis, how the game was gonna be. I was like, Tennessee
gonna blow them off.
Yeah.
They ain't gonna dominate.
Yeah.
I still believe that's what they're gonna do inside out, but Memphis would compete a whole lot better now. What I'm worried about with Memphis is the size advantage in the backcourt more so.
Ooh, yes.
With them starting those 3 guards, Jeremiah Martin, Alex Lomax, and Tyler Harris, Tennessee starts. Because we actually, Jordan Bowden that comes off the bench.
Jordan
We start Yees, Pons. Nobody knows him. Bro, he's like a DJ Stephens athlete type.
Yeah.
And y'all gonna see it Saturday. Bro is athletic. He almost had a dunk on Gonzaga today, but Duke and Gonzaga had a great block on him.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
You have him. You have
Admiral Schofield. He's gonna
Schofield.
be the one.
He's gonna be
Gonzaga.
he's gonna be an issue.
I don't know who's guarding him. Because I guess they got to put
If you see him,
you got to put Alex Lomax on him. I was like,
he's
I
like,
don't know.
how can I put this? Because he looks like he's about 6'4", 6'5",
Yeah,
and he's like a
but he's
stocky,
solid.
like a stocky 6'5".
And
Like
he's gonna be the one that's like,
Could Jeremiah Martin check him?
no. Your Memphis' best chance is really Alex Lomax, because he's the only one size who just built who can possibly
and he can like just
stay
get
with
low.
him.
and
But he's
stuff.
not going to.
Yeah,
It's gonna be hard. Memphis don't have anybody check him, so that he's gonna be the X factor, as in, can Memphis find a way to contain him more so than Grant Williams?
Grant Williams.
I think when we're able to get the ball rolling against UAB, we were shooting the 3 well.
Yeah.
So y'all the Tennessee fans, how are y'all looking in shooting? Because I'm kind of nervous about the Tigers.
So we're pretty good in shooting, but our best 3-point shooter, he has Markelle Fultz. I hope he doesn't have that specific injury.
He has a
but
shoulder
he has
injury right now.
injury.
Yeah.
So Rick Barnes specifically said, sit out until you get straight.
Yeah.
So he's our best shooter, but one of our other shooters, he finally got his stroke back against Gonzaga. He had been struggling. Jordan Bowden.
Bowden's got
he was
good.
a starter. We decided to bring him off the bench. Now he got his shooting back. So, and Admiral Schofield.
Admiral Schofield is oh my goodness.
Bro could not shoot his freshman year. He's a senior now.
Yeah, but
watch that Gonzaga
I think
game.
I'll just look at it from a Memphis standpoint as well. I think Memphis is going to come out and press.
Yeah.
Just so they can try to, like Skyler said, just kind of disrupt Tennessee a little bit on the offensive end. Just kind of rush them a little bit, see where they can go. But
he got the X factor for Memphis, keeping Davenport.
I was just about to go.
Yeah.
That is
we win.
I was just.
That is a huge statement. Yes.
Yep.
Because if he, Shark, you hit the nail on the head. Golly,
he
if he
did.
plays well, like, because he had a pretty decent game yesterday.
Yes, he did.
If he plays well, he can knock down a couple of jump shots. I think that opens the floor up for everybody else.
Bingo.
But then he can have a game. I forget what game was that, where he just looked awful. Like he couldn't hold the ball to save his life.
It was LSU game.
Nah, it was earlier than the LSU game. It was like maybe the Texas Tech game.
Was the second
LSU
game.
was the second game.
Maybe in the Texas Tech game, because it was after the LSU game.
He had a couple games in a row where he didn't really play well. Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State, yeah.
Carlos Charleston.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that's the one he's on.
Okay.
Every game
Carlos
we've lost, he hasn't played.
Yeah, I'm playing.
Yeah. So if he can knock down a couple jumpers, if he can get a couple points in the paint, that's going to be huge. Like I said, that's going to open the floor for everybody else too.
And of course, his energy too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Key factor.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I'm really hoping that just Memphis can just kind of catch them off guard. I mean, hopefully Tennessee is still riding that wave of beating Gonzaga. So they got to come here. They got to deal with the crowd. It's an early Saturday game.
Yeah.
So that's why. Hopefully, I mean, everybody's not gonna always have the best night. So just hopefully we can just kind of catch them off guard a little bit. That's what I'm hoping for.
Here go. I guess my difference. I predict Tennessee to win, but I say it's gonna be competitive. I still get Tennessee to win because Tennessee. What you said about Memphis in defense, Tennessee does
great.
That means it's gonna be a low score game. It's gonna be a low score game.
It's gonna be in the high 60s, low 70s.
Go Tigers.
So that's gonna be the difference.
Ooh,
Oh Lord!
I cannot
And
wait
one more
for this
thing:
game.
if Memphis can hit free throws, golly,
Yeah.
we can't hit free. When was the last time a Memphis basketball team shot over like
Never.
70% as a team?
Never.
Yeah, God,
My lifetime.
I'm watching this game.
Exactly.
Keep on Davenport. Lord Jesus can't make a free throw. Oh boy,
Boy.
But it's good.
he can't make a free throw to save his life. Oh boy. So I'm hoping because it's gonna be a close game. They have to be able to withstand these moments where they just don't score. You guys to constantly keep trying to put the ball in the basket, get to the line, and when you get to the line, make free throws. That is the biggest thing.
And I think that's one thing that could potentially hurt Memphis is if they have one of them cold streaks, like Tennessee can get it going.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Because I think it was the game against Louisville. Tennessee played earlier. Louisville it was like close throughout. Then finally, I think the game was tied at like 70, and Tennessee won like 14 overrun. All of a sudden, so Memphis can't afford that. Tennessee go on their cold streaks also, but their defense makes up for
Keep him in.
Yeah.
and also their big man. You could just throw down Grant Williams and you can boom. He gonna draw contact.
Oh boy.
Let's get some scores, y'all. Let's get some.
I gotta think about that.
Let's do it.
Similar to LSU Memphis game, so I'd say about 79 to 70, 79 to 70. I go with it.
Oh boy.
I think it'll just be a lot of free throws at the end of the game to get the score a little higher.
Go ahead, Trev.
I'll go 70-61 Tennessee.
I'm going to go. Don't do it. Okay. I'll go because I'm really trying to talk myself into picking Memphis, but I don't want to sound like a homer either. So I'm going to go UT 75, Memphis 64. I think it's going to be close. And I just think that Memphis is going to, again, struggle from the free throw line. I think that's what's going to be the difference.
Fine, I'll pick Memphis. I'll do it. I'm gonna go 72 to 68.
That's a good score.
That's a good score.
That's a good score.
Good score. Yeah.
You know, good man. Go Memphis, man. Why not?
We got to link up for that one.
Let's do it.
Oh, most definitely.
We got to link up for that one.
Let's
Most
do it.
definite.
It's early. We can do brunch or something.
Look at that.
Man, I hit y'all about it. I'll be there.
Oh, I gotta say it. I really want to be at the game. I do too. I want to be at the game so bad.
That's the way I'm not going.
Okay.
Man.
All right, man. All right, so next, real talk. So we talked about the Heisman winner, Kyler Murray. Apparently, he had some homophobic tweets from a couple of years ago that all of a sudden came to light. Also, and the reason I want to talk about this was because Kevin Hart had some tweets that came out some years back, and now he had to he was supposed to be the host of the Oscars, and he decided to.
He
step
withdrew
down,
himself,
because of those tweets from like 8 years ago.
Yeah.
So what? I'm tired of like public figures being crucified for past stuff that wasn't even serious at the time.
Well, here's the thing with Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart, he didn't get released because of the tweets. He got released because he didn't apologize for the tweets.
Yeah.
And
he can release and apologize now or apologize then.
Apologizing now. They wanted him to. They literally called him and said they wanted him to apologize for some tweets he said back in 2010. Literally.
Still, like you put up.
I mean, it's 2018. Like we live in such a sensitive society that something 10 years ago can offend you. Honestly, I'm happy Kevin Hart didn't apologize. Honestly, me being real, them award shows not for us anyway.
Yeah.
They're not. Exactly. They just gonna use us to make the money for the movie, but they don't want to recognize us for the movie. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It's always been like that. So,
Yep.
so
I know. you saying that, I don't have no problem with him apologizing because he meant it. Like, don't apologize for something you meant
back then. I mean, and at the same time, he was talking about like how he evolved and everything. People evolve, of course.
Yeah.
And that was something he said 10 years ago. But at the same time, he's a comedian too.
Exactly.
He was saying something that made people laugh. Like what? I'm trying to think of what he said. He was talking about when his son was being gay. If he came up to a gay son, and he was just talking about that, and people were laughing. Like, how? Yeah. How do you expect to get treated as everybody else when you can't get laughed at like everybody else? That's been my whole
boom. Literally took the words right out of my mouth. We as a society have become too sensitive to jokes like that. I mean, 10, 15 years ago, like that was nothing. 20 years ago, that was nothing. Like, I mean, it's all fun and games until like we got to get somebody to do the word, so you want him to apologize for it. Like, I don't understand that. Like, I'm not. If I ever get rich, if I ever make it, I'm not apologizing for my tweets. I'm not apologizing for anything that I put on Facebook. Like, I'm not.
I would love to just look in the eyes of the person that wrote the note to the I guess whatever people that
whoever they are.
Whoever they are. Just are you really that mad, or do you just want some attention? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's my thing. If you're, of LGBTQ community or, mental whatever, if you want to get treated the same, act like it. You know what I'm saying? Stop being so damn sensitive. Whatever. That's my take on it.
I'm off my soapbox.
Like, they did Kevin Hart wrong, man. Yep. They did him wrong.
They actually Kyler Murray came out and apologized. So I'm sitting there
that's what got me more so. This immediately after you just win the Heisman, and then this comes out about him making the apology and everything. To me, I mean, if I'm saying with y'all, if I ever get rich, knock on wood, I'm not apologizing for something I said in the past, because, like you said, people evolve. Now, if that's something, whatever you said in the past, if it was offensive to whoever, if you understand now the pain that it sort of caused that person and things of that nation, then you can move forward. Like, I shouldn't have to go back and just say I'm sorry. If I educate myself on the matter and know, okay, what I said back then, okay, I see it's a little offensive to this group of people or whatever. So, I apologize. And of course, everybody lives and they learn. So, in the end, it's just, I can say that that whole Kyler Murray thing just really took me for a little bit. That it immediately just happened right after he won the Heisman. Like, let that man enjoy his moment.
I'm pretty sure whoever brought up the tweets, they got some old baggage in their life also.
I think it's that, and that misery just loves comedy.
Misery loves
comedy.
Misery loves
words right out of my mouth.
Yeah.
Like, who in the world sits? Who has the time to go? Let me go see what Kyler Murray tweeted 5 years ago, 10 years ago. Who has the time to do that? And not only do that to say, okay, now let me put him on blast for it.
And you know what happened? It's not you got to actually read the tweet too. So it's taking time to read tweets.
It's not that hard.
Come on,
you
man.
really just look at it though. It's not like if you want to search for it, it's really not that hard.
You can search through a tweet for a certain word.
You can do it's an advanced search on Twitter. You can type a certain word in. You can type the person's it's a from section. You can type the person's Twitter handle.
Yeah,
it'll pull up all the tweets from that person.
Wow,
using that specific word.
Stay woke.
Right.
So, yeah.
Still want to apologize. Still want to apologize.
Exactly. But
I don't even remember half the stuff I tweeted 10 years ago.
Me either. So
5 years ago. Yesterday.
Exactly.
I know I tweet some crazy stuff. I don't have that Twitter no more. I deactivated my Twitter.
They gonna find it back.
They gonna
find it. They gonna find your MySpace.
Boy, nobody from South Memphis been around for president. Boy, we're gonna have a trick daddy little wall. Oh boy, my MySpace. I promise you, Brody. I promise you, my MySpace is still active. I promise you, mine is still active. I never deleted mine. Did you ever delete yours too?
Yeah, I think so.
I know for a fact that didn't. I know for a fact I didn't delete mine.
Oh, man.
I don't have them, so.
We.
Yeah, boy, I'm finna get hounded in like 10 years. My kid's gonna be like, Skylar, what is this? I'm like,
Oh.
You remember you used to type in with the letters and the numbers in the same one?
Oh,
like
yeah.
N01, but it'd be N01.
I still do that.
Exactly.
Like looking back at it, how did I used to do that?
Right.
How?
Oh, we.
Man.
The things we did, man.
Respect ass, AZZ.
ASZ.
We used to use our G's
Oh,
as
but they
Q's.
used to make me so mad. Oh, they used to make
Have it on Facebook.
with the dollar sign with the
No. Remember when folks was using the Q's to be G's?
Oh, man.
How do we get here?
Oh boy, I have no
even
idea.
How do we get here?
I have no idea.
What we said?
Yeah.
Evolving. We
It's
evolving.
evolving, man. It's evolving.
Now somebody tweet me, send me a text like, I'm just gonna leave you on red. 'Cause I have no idea what you just said. You better not text me with some stuff like that now these days.
Man.
Well,
Good point, bro.
let's go, man. It's time
The real talk.
for our thing. Troll
Troll
or not?
or nah.
Infamous.
The infamous.
Who wants to go?
I guess I go
go
first.
ahead and go.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh,
Go ahead.
Sharky has one. Let's do it.
Mike Conley would make the All-Star team this year.
Boom boom.
I love it. Not a troll.
Hold on.
Anybody else?
He's been struggling a little bit late.
I'm thinking.
Okay, give me point guards that are in the West.
Let me
Still,
see.
Steph.
Steph Curry.
Okay.
Russ.
Okay.
Damian Lillard.
Okay.
he's going to replace Chris Paul.
Okay.
Chris Paul has been struggling.
Two guards, please. Let's got a name on it.
Clay.
Clay.
James
James
Harden.
Harden. Huh.
Maybe McCollum.
CJ,
It's going to be
maybe.
a top.
I ain't got nothing from
You do
McCollum.
gotta. Do we put one of the? No, we don't put none of the Nuggets. Yeah, nah.
Nah, they ain't there yet.
Yeah.
Clippers.
I don't know.
Guard
As a guard,
over Mike Conley. That's what I'm trying to say.
What do you count? Luka.
Luka's a guard.
Luka's definitely
forward.
go. Oh,
So what would he count as though?
He'll count as a
Good question.
guard, but
he'll just go in as a guard.
He'll go
They
in
don't classify like point guards and
guards.
shooter
yeah,
guards.
'cause it's like
too much like that
it's,
anyway.
it's three is what 2 guards and 3 front court players.
I'm gonna go with troll only because I feel like the NBA will find some type of way to snub a Memphis player. We've been snubbed in everything else. Why not in the NBA? So I'm gonna go with troll.
He's averaging 21 points a game.
21.
Nah, man. They got to give it to him one time, man. They got to give it
Because
to
he
him.
even came out with the article. He's finally speaking up about it.
Yeah,
Most of the time when players find like Damian Lillard, when
they finally speak up about it,
boom, he
that's
makes
what
it.
happens.
So and Mike Conley always, he just humble, does what he does. But article finally came out, he's like, I'm tired of this.
Yeah, Chris Paul not gonna definitely make the All-Star team. Yeah, get him out.
Yeah. That's who I got him. It's like Chris Paul always make it. It's like he's going. Someone has to fall off. Finally, Chris Paul.
I'm gonna go. No, I think this would be the year.
I'm
He
with
would.
you.
He
I
would.
think you. I think
He
you have
wouldn't
to
start.
I think you have to
Yeah,
hope.
of course.
I think you have to hope Luka doesn't get it. I think if Luka gets it, then I think that snubs Mike Conley.
But what if people consider him a forward?
I don't think they're gonna.
He's not a forward.
He's definitely a
He's-
guard. I
he's
think
a
they'll
guard.
consider him as a guard.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like they'll snub. They'll find some way to
I
snub
don't know.
him.
I put Mike Conley in
That's
over
who-
Luka
that's
at
who will
this
snub him,
age. I put Mike Conley over Luka right now.
If Conley gets snubbed this year, that's who will snub him.
Over Luka, yeah. Because everybody on.
Balling, by the way.
He is.
He is. though.
Give
He
him to
is.
Roy.
I
right
give him to
now,
Roy
today.
But All-Star, now let's give it to somebody who deserved it. They
Yeah,
didn't
Mike
do
Conley,
anything.
man. I think this will be the year. So I'm gonna go with the statement.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah.
I guess I'll go. We talked about it earlier with the Lakers. So I wanted to say a couple of names, and you guys let me know what all they have in common.
Savage, listen.
Savage, pay attention because I'm pretty sure we're going to talk about this.
Shout out.
Kareem, Shaq, Wilt, Dwight Howard.
Ooh,
Well, hold you. What?
stop there.
We're going to stop here. At one point of time, all of these men were once upon a time the most dominant big man in the game. Correct?
It's true.
Inside
Yes.
the game, correct?
Yes.
Who's the most dominant inside player in this age?
No, you talking about actual center.
No. You got it right.
Just on for this. Oh,
I think
Greek
you're
freak.
talking about actual center.
Okay.
Trolling out, the Lakers need to get the Greek freak instead of Anthony Davis or anybody else.
I say nah because LeBron needs shooters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does he? When you got statistically the best big man inside the paint, These names I just said, dominant inside the paint.
But
Nobody's dominant paint right now like Giannis.
Where Giannis operates, LeBron likes to operate as well.
But LeBron's also becoming more of a jump shooter too, and he's more of a facilitator too.
I mean, he's more of a facilitator, but he does most of his work where Giannis.
Do you think LeBron likes being in the post? Because I don't think he does.
I don't think he does,
No.
but I think that's where he can do his best work because
LeBron's best work is facilitating.
I'm saying he can
also
do
be
his
the
best
post,
work from the post because
They operate on the same.
that
Because even the mid range, it's like
that high post mid range type of deal. That's
I mean,
where he likes to
we can
operate.
look at Kobe and Shaq too. Kobe had his fadeaway post
The
game.
NBA is
different
involved now. Like in today's days, you need shooters.
Okay, you put LeBron and Giannis with some shooters. In this day and age, Giannis can definitely go at the 5.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's what I was thinking. I was like,
LeBron
he
put
has to
LeBron
play-
at the 4.
he
You
has-
get some
he
free
has to play the
shooters.
5.
He has
Yeah.
to play the 5. You say you do.
I mean, that's y'all see where I'm going with it.
Yeah.
At one point in time, the Lakers have had the most dominant inside big man in the league. Giannis needs to be next, and I think he's going to be next.
I think they view Anthony Davis as that guy.
Anthony Davis is a superstar.
Definitely.
I don't think he needs to be a secondary. I don't know, man.
Yeah,
Good point. Good point.
Yeah.
Good point. Good point.
And 6.
Ooh, Jesus. And he's just on a tear, man.
I
Shout out
I
to
think the
Giannis.
Lakers view Anthony Davis as that guy, and I think it's granted it's going to be difficult to get both. But if you had to tell me who the Lakers can get, I don't think right now you can. I think Greek Freak right now is untouchable.
Yeah.
Right now, you can't almost trade anybody for him. If the name ain't Kawhi Leonard or
But I think
KD or LeBron, then if it ain't one of them three, then I don't want him.
Yeah.
who would be a better role player, Giannis or Anthony Davis? Because I think the better role player, honestly, would be Giannis if he had the chance.
I think it would be Anthony
I think it would
Davis.
be
Interesting.
Yes, the Anthony Davis. Because Giannis plays point guard essentially too.
Yeah.
He brings him LeBron.
But Anthony Davis can do the exact same thing.
I mean,
he can, but he's more of a low. You can use him more as a
the low post scorer, and then he can stretch out
Giannis
and possibly shoot the three.
son, he really needs to buy it, like LeBron.
Yeah.
They literally do the same thing.
Yeah.
He's like a young LeBron early in his career. That's what Giannis is.
I think because Anthony Davis can stretch the floor, he's a better option for LeBron. Anthony Davis, he can stretch the floor. He can hit you with a baseline jumper. He can hit you from 15. He can hit you from 17. He can hit you from 3-point line.
Better off the bottom.
Yeah.
On the low, like AD and LeBron can do something similar to what Anthony Davis and DeMarcus Cousins was doing in New Orleans as far as the high post, low post type of thing. And by both of them being able to stretch the floor, it kind of opens up for everybody else. So I think AD and LeBron will probably mesh together.
Greek Freak is shooting 10% for 3 this year.
Jesus Christ.
Well, when you constantly going to the lane and dominating in the lane as well as you are, who needs to shoot threes?
That might.
Ooh,
Who's behind him? Ben Simmons?
Pop
out.
Which I like about Ben Simmons, he doesn't attempt threes because he know you can shoot them.
Yeah.
Giannis, it was the other game, I guess when they played Philadelphia, he attempted. No, when they played Golden State Friday, he at that point attempted 55 threes on the year. 86. I was like, why you taking 55 threes? Ben Simmons got a 0. Unless it was a half court 3 at the end of the
Just
floor.
trying to shoot.
Like,
Like,
it's
just
just
throwing it up. Yeah.
How's he getting worse from 3? That's not good.
Right, because I think he shot like 30%.
Yeah, I was like, he ain't never
like
been that
Giannis.
bad. He's been able to make one every 2 games.
Yeah.
Weight room. That's what that is.
Yeah, he getting bigger.
Yeah. Weight room.
So he really gonna dominate the paint.
He's getting a gym.
Yeah, because I
And
think,
shoot.
if I'm not mistaken, I think I read this. He's gained 50 pounds since he's gotten.
And he's probably gonna gain more.
And he's probably going to gain more.
He was.
Yeah, I saw a picture.
And you don't
2
want
days ago?
you don't want LeBron James to play with a guy like that.
I'd just rather him play with Anthony Davis.
I think, I mean, I could see where you're coming from, too. I just think because Anthony Davis is more versatile, I think LeBron is right.
I think because Anthony Davis plays in New Orleans and he doesn't get much TV time, I think as much praise as we give Anthony Davis, I think he's low key underrated too.
Let me ask you this, and then we can move on. When has LeBron done well with versatility? Because you look at Kevin Love, who came, to the Cavs. big man, but he turned him into a 3-point shooter. You look at Chris Bosh, who was very versatile, turned him into an outside shooter. If you got somebody coming in with a certain skill set, like Giannis's inside game, you know your role. You get what I'm saying? I definitely get what y'all saying about LeBron getting his points inside. But what if you didn't have to anymore? That's my big thing.
I would say it kind of goes to the point, I think, I don't know who made it earlier, about LeBron wanting someone to kind of take the reins from him. So
Giannis wouldn't take the reins from LeBron?
But I think he would prefer Anthony Davis.
All right. Just keep sleeping on the best big man in the league.
No, let's leave it on. I just think I think it's a preference. Really?
Yeah, it's more preference.
I just think it's a preference.
Giannis is. I think I look at Giannis
like
always replacing LeBron more so than playing with him.
Yeah, because them two playing together, like you definitely.
But wouldn't you want that for LeBron at this point of his career? Because like I said earlier, LeBron won't win you a championship if he's the best player on the team.
If LeBron's gonna be content with just standing in the corner, and just letting Giannis operate, then but I can't see that.
I think also, as much as we say LeBron needs shooters, I think LeBron needs playmakers too, and I think that's what Magic has talked about several times this year. Like at the end of the day, you can't outshoot Golden State. Like nobody can, right? So I think a problem that LeBron has had is the fact that he's not been able to find somebody else to play make for him. And I think that's part of the success for the Lakers a little bit this year. Like how Kuzma has been able to go one-on-one. He's been able to break somebody off the dribble and get LeBron open shots. Like LeBron's making some shots on his own too, because he's getting people to pass on the ball. So I think they're both equally important. You need shooters, but you also need people to break somebody down off the dribble too.
So I'm guessing all three of y'all going troll.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes.
But pretty interesting. I can see that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Would love to see what Savage got to say.
Yeah.
I got one. Trolling all.
Interesting.
Alrighty.
Trolling all. The Pittsburgh Steelers are done. When I say done, I really feel like
you want to give me my credit?
Playoffs.
You want to give me my credit? Do you want to give me my credit?
Let me vent, please. Please let me vent.
Go ahead.
I really feel like there's going to be a huge something drastic is going to happen with the Steelers.
When?
Whether that be Mike Tomlin,
Roethlisberger.
Did we get a timetable? Or you just saying it's going to happen eventually?
It's a now to me because I predicted way before the season started. I'm trolling or not. I said if the Steelers make the Super Bowl, they gonna make the playoffs at this current state they're in. Now, I said Mike Tomlin, they just gonna rebuild. Mike Tomlin out, Ben Roethlisberger's retired.
I'm ready for him to go.
Trade Antonio Brown, let Le'Veon Bell go, boom, just blow it up and start over.
I think I'm ready for Ben to go. I think he's responsible for, we have now 5 losses and a tie, right? I think he's responsible for at least, hold on, so I almost said half. I'm thinking about all of them. No, seriously, because I'm gonna go down them because we were up 20. Well, it's kind of the defense's fault for the Cleveland tie, but he had some turnovers in that one.
This Cleveland, Cleveland. They're actually pretty good this season.
He lost us the game against the Ravens. Shoot, hold on. Lost us the game against
the Chargers.
Lost us the game against the Broncos.
Freeze lost y'all the game against the
What's that for?
You never right.
Who?
The refs, yeah.
No. Partly the refs. A lot of it goes back to Ben because we were up 20-something to 7.
Yep.
Ben threw the interception in the red zone, which really, if we score in the red zone, that possession, game's over with. I don't care how much time was left. Yep. He throws that interception then, and what did he do at the end of the game? I forgot. It was something else he did because he came and tied it up. Oh no, well, just the defense at that point. Yeah. But I think if we score, I think we went 2 possessions where we didn't score in the red zone.
Yeah, if we score one, and I think it was early too. We score points on both of them.
Yes,
game's over.
He's responsible for every single loss, and I can't even say that really for the defense. But one player that I think that we really need to look at is Antonio Brown. May not be there much longer.
Why you say that?
Because they're now looking at how good Juju Smith-Schuster is, and I think there's trade value for Antonio Brown.
Definitely.
No. I want Antonio Brown to stay, but I think Antonio Brown he's going to become very, very frustrated. The fact that he's losing games. My Steelers are going to be done. I think in 2 years we're going to say what in the world happened to
So
the
what's
Pittsburgh Steelers.
what's the specific? I guess trolling on. Like what is specific?
He's saying
There's going to be a drastic change, whether that's coaching or somebody like Ben or AB is going to be gone. One of the three will be gone
by the end of the season.
by going into next year. One of the three will be gone.
I'll go no.
I think all.
Yeah, not
Hold
enough.
on.
If anyone stay, it'll probably be Antonio Brown because he had to get traded. But I think,
Yeah.
or maybe we know what. I take Mike Tomlin definitely gone. That's how I say. Cause being Roethlisberger, it depends on him. Is he gonna retire or not? That's all.
I mean, do you want a quarterback that's heart almost is pretty much outdone? You know what I'm saying?
That's their choice. I don't know.
Hold this out, because this is the reason I said it. Mike Tomlin said Ben Roethlisberger could have played sooner after he went to the locker room with injury and lost to Raiders.
He didn't finish the game.
He finished the game. He came back, but he's saying that Ben could have came back earlier.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Mike Tomlin's done.
Somebody, one of the three will be gone. I'm almost willing to say two. I'm almost willing to say two.
I'm gonna say two.
You remember what we talked about with Brody last week? Now Brody is our producer for other podcasts. Let's see the buzzer.
Check that out.
He he said he finally said about Le'Veon. We was coming to him talking about you was wrong about Le'Veon. Like y'all need him. He was like, you know what, Le'Veon, it probably wasn't the money so much. It probably was
The coaching.
the coach. He probably didn't want to play for Mike Tomlin.
Let's talk about that for a minute, because I feel like
I heard
that
what
was
the
a good
reasoning
point.
was. I heard what the reasoning was.
What's that?
The reasoning was he wanted to make sure that he wasn't going to get franchise tagged again in the offseason. They weren't willing to promise him that. That's why he didn't come back.
Okay.
Now, I think money was the reasoning at the beginning of the season, but I think he wanted to come back. I mean, he was showing signs that he was coming back, but I think they had a conversation with him, and I've heard several times that the reason he didn't come back was because he wanted to know that he was not going to get franchise tagged in the offseason, and they told him that we can't promise you that.
I think what Brody was saying was, as far as like when Kyrie saw like everything that was about to happen, like everything just crumbling, I was like, get me out of here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think that's what Brody was saying about Le'Veon, but that's a great point too. Definitely. And crap, that could be it.
I see your trolling all, Skylar, and I'll raise you.
Oh,
The Pittsburgh Steelers will not make the playoffs.
they're not gonna make the playoffs.
We still got to play. We have
How far are y'all behind? Y'all still leading out the division? Right?
All right, so our last 3 games, we are at home against New England.
That's a loss. We ain't beat
That's
them
a
in
loss.
years.
Okay, true.
We are at New Orleans.
We got Cincinnati.
And we close out the season against Cincinnati.
So I was mad.
So, and before I'll go with the Ravens, for those next 3 weeks,
They blew that game.
they have the Buccaneers at home. Could possibly win that game.
Possibly.
They have the Chargers 2 weeks. That's at LA. And then they close out the season
The
at
Ravens
home
playing
against the
well.
Browns.
They could beat the Dodgers. Who they gonna beat? The Browns.
They got the Browns to close out the season.
Let's go Browns.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my trolling all. The Pittsburgh Steelers will not make the playoffs this year.
Hey, let's see
And
the
in
Browns.
theory, with that, will cause those drastic changes that Scott Lee
I
just
think
brought
that's
up.
happening regardless. Y'all make the playoffs.
So the Browns, they go against the Broncos, Bengals, Ravens. They can easily win the next 3. Not easily, but they can win the
They can
next
win.
3.
Definitely win 2 of the 3.
Yeah.
The Ravens look good.
Let's go Browns,
Yeah.
man. Let's go Browns. Even though they whooped their ass early, whatever.
Ravens look different. I wouldn't say they look good. They look different.
Yeah.
They can
Well,
lose,
I mean,
though. They can still
they've always
lose.
naturally been good on defense, but I just think it's a matter of time before somebody catches up to Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, Baker
We
coming.
need them to lose. They got the tiebreaker over, so.
Who would y'all say is the rookie of the year so far?
So they do it by conference.
Yeah.
NFL. Okay.
And
Don't they do like both
then they
sides
do
of the ball
offense,
too?
yeah, they do both
Offensive rookie of the
defensive?
year. Okay, offensive rookie of the year. My bad. That's what I meant.
In the AFC?
AFC.
Don't they have? I think it was like a lineman from the
The coach, yeah, Quentin Nelson.
Quinn Nelson.
Yeah, but come on, man. Like
Who's gonna get a lineman
who's gonna get a
an
lineman?
award?
Who?
Stranger
Name me
things
another-
that happens.
Name me a skill guy rookie.
A skill guy rookie?
Baker.
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 Okay.
That's who they'll probably give it to.
Okay, cool.
I think if the Browns somehow, some way get in the
Especially,
playoffs,
they
you
keep winning.
definitely got to give it to them.
Well,
Let's
they
go
make
Browns.
Shout out
playoffs
Baker.
tonight. They done won all these games.
Yeah.
I've never been so excited to lose a game. I don't know why. Just the way we play.
Everybody
Just
came with you
whatever.
not being a
Man.
real fan.
Yeah, that's what that was.
Now, don't you test my loyalty. 'Cause if y'all go back, I was nice. I just liked everybody's status. I ain't go
Yeah.
ham on nobody. I was nice about it.
You know,
Whatever.
I kind of see that. What you're
Yeah.
talking about.
You know what I'm saying?
sometimes you just be like, you can't even be mad. That
Just
your
turn the
team
other
lost.
cheek.
Yeah, you can't
You know
be
what
mad
I'm
as you
saying?
lost. You just enjoy the fact that, hey, it was a good game.
It was a good game. Baker came.
Yeah.
Like if Tennessee lost to Gonzaga today, I wouldn't
I wouldn't have
I
been
wouldn't
mad
have said that.
if Tennessee loses to Memphis
That's
or
good.
Memphis.
Yeah, they lose to
Or Memphis loses.
Tennessee lose Memphis. We throwing a party. Book that.
Oh, I'm getting the I'm getting the hint.
Get the Henny.
I'm turning to Uncle Shay and Memphis pull out this win.
All right, y'all, man. Good show. Remember, follow us on Instagram and Twitter at LBRSports901. Also, like and follow the Facebook page at Let's Be Real. We also have a Facebook group, the Let's Be Real group. Subscribe to YouTube at Let's Be Real, in parentheses, Sports Podcast. Also, you can listen to us on Spotify and the podcast source app at Let's Be Real. And if you want, you can bookmark the website at Let's Be Real 901.libsyn, LIBSYN.com. You can also listen to us on iTunes and Google Play Music at Let's Be Real. Catch us again next time. We making big boss moves. So
Peace.
we out.